This is Chris Markowski from your Wake Up Call and the Watchdog on Wallstreet radio show. I'm here to talk a little bit about, it's a local story, but also ties into some of the things that I've been trying to teach for years in regards to the country, the direction of this country, in regards to small business. I'm a big believer in small business, and small business actually, it's the growth engine of our economy. We've talked at great length about just the numbers alone. For the past 30 years, there has been no new net jobs created by large businesses. For example, last week, Microsoft announced it was laying off some 14% of its workforce, thousands of jobs gone. There'll be an announcement that a major company will hire lots of new workers. Therefore, over time, 30 years, past 30 years, 3 decades, no new jobs created from large corporations. All new jobs have been created over the past 5 years from firms that are 5 years old and younger. Small businesses, startups, that is the engine of our economy. That's where we are. Now, what's interesting about this is the fact that we've got a small business that's been here in Tampa for a long time. It's been in Ybor City. It used to be a very powerful industry, a dynamic industry that was almost kind of what Tampa was all about. It's part of who we are here in the Tampa area. That's the cigar industry. Personally, I don't smoke them, but hey, such is life. Everybody has their own right to do what they want to do. With that being said, the Food and Drug Administration has come down with some new rules and laws that effectively will put this last remaining cigar company out of business in Tampa. This stuff scares me. As a small business owner, I know what it's like to deal with these various different regulatory bodies. And the industry that I happen to be involved with happens to be one of the most regulated industries in the entire country. I don't want to get whacked by these guys, yet I know I could be tomorrow. All they need to do is come up with some rule and law that makes my business too expensive to run. I can't afford it. I'm done. Who wins? Big business wins. They can afford. They have the economies of scale where they can afford to deal with these hits from the federal government. And that's truly what is unfortunate about our society today. We've become very much like Western Europe, a socialist country. Socialism needs to exist not so much where there's no business. Business exists alongside the government. They work hand in hand. They're buddies. Cronyism. Cronyism is that's basically how our country is being run today. Government decides, picks and chooses winners and losers. You know who loses? We do. The public loses. This is why we don't have a lot of new jobs being created in the sense of full-time jobs. You're seeing a whole new wave of part-time work coming into play, working for large corporations. Not to mention the fact that all new products, good ideas, they come from these small businesses that are trying to build the better mousetrap. This is something that we really need to think about as a society. The long arm of the law, the executive branch of government getting all too powerful, all these regulatory bodies dictating, telling people what they can do and what they can't do, has it made for a very dynamic situation here. In order for the United States to be competitive again, we need to take a few steps back so we can move forward. This is Chris Markowski from your Wake Up Call and the Watchdog on Wall Street radio show.